In an operation hailed as unprecedented in precision and scale, U.S. forces under former President Donald J. Trump have decisively struck Iran's three most sensitive nuclear sites, Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan, crushing a program that many experts feared was perilously close to weaponization. To understand the magnitude of this strike, let's rewind. For 2 decades, Iran has worked clandestinely to build a nuclear enrichment capability. International monitors have repeatedly documented expansions at Natanz and Fordow, leading to 2015's landmark but fragile nuclear deal when that agreement unraveled in 2018. Iran quietly accelerated its centrifuge production. By early June 2025, U.S. intelligence assessed that Iran's breakout time, the window from decision to weapon, had shrunk 2 weeks. Diplomatic efforts failed to re-engage Tehran, and covert operations reportedly hit Iranian tanker shipments. With regional tensions at a boiling point, President Trump authorized Silent Mountain. Let's look at each target and the weapons used. Fordow is carved into a mountain, shielded from traditional bombs. The U.S. deployed 12 3,000-pound GBU-57 bunker busters, launched from B-2 Spirit stealth bombers. According to Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, there's no doubt it breached the canopy. It was obliterated. At Natanz, precision GBU-39 small-diameter bombs, delivered by F-35s and F-22s, collapsed 2 main hulls. Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard said, key capabilities needed to quickly assemble a nuclear weapon were obliterated. Esfahan was struck with a combination of Tomahawk cruise missiles and smart bombs. IAEA Director Rafael Grossi reports significant damage to conversion halls and tunnel entrances used for enriched material storage, effectively halting Iran's ability to process yellowcake into weaponizable uranium. Multiple governments and agencies have now confirmed the success, from the Israel Atomic Energy Commission. The enrichment facility is inoperable. IDF Chief felt General Isles Amir echoed that we set it back by years. Even Iran's foreign ministry spokesman Ismail Baghai admitted, our nuclear installations have been badly damaged. On the American side, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth boasted, our massive bombs hit exactly the right spot. Buried under a mountain of rubble. Chairman of the Joint Chiefs Dan Rosen-Kane added that over 125 aircraft, plus submarines and ISR assets, took part. Independent experts largely back these official claims. David Albright of the Institute for Science and International Security said the combined U.S. and Israeli strikes have effectively destroyed Iran's centrifuge enrichment program. Andreas Tricker at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies noted the shock wave from bunker busters likely wrecked Fordow's inner workings, and senior fellow Spencer Ferragasso warns it may take years for Tehran to rebuild. The strike's global ramifications are now rippling through capitals and markets. The UN Security Council convened an emergency session, with Europe expressing deep concern over escalation. Oil prices spiked 5% on fears of supply disruption. U.S. stock futures dipped as investors weighed the risk of a protracted Middle East conflict. So how might Iran respond? Tehran may launch ballistic missiles at U.S. bases in Iraq or Syria, target commercial shipping in the Strait of Hormuz, or unleash cyber attacks on critical infrastructure. Proxy militias like Hezbollah could also carry out asymmetric attacks across the region. Legally and ethically, the strikes raise thorny questions. Critics argue this violated Iran's sovereignty and constituted a preemptive war crime without UN authorization. Proponents counter that imminent threat doctrine and incontrovertible intelligence justified action to prevent nuclear proliferation. The debate over evidence, thresholds, and international norms is just beginning. Looking ahead, key questions remain. Will Tehran launch direct strikes, triggering a wider war? Can Europe or even the next U.S. administration broker a fresh nuclear agreement? And what precedent does this set for preemptive force against nascent nuclear programs elsewhere? One thing is certain, by obliterating Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan, the U.S. has forced Iran back decades in its nuclear ambitions. Whether the world is safer or just more tense now depends on the choices made in the coming days.